Hi everyone, Austin here. Today I want to make a video on the general's medals. I wanted to show you the best combos there are because I think the medals themselves are pretty much self-explanatory. So I don't think there's anything too important to talk about themselves, but let's go to handbook. And here we have all the medal combos that are in the game. So they're similar for different unit types, although the stats may differ. Like for example, you have plus 12 attack on infantry, tactical master level 3, while plus 10 on tanks, for example. But the general idea is the same. So let's start with a unit's medal plus a strike medal. This gives you rumor ability or something like that. And the name changes, but the effect does not. When commanding that certain type of unit, you have 10, 20 or 30% chance, depending on the level, of lowering the enemy's morale. So this is pretty good if you have a couple of generals with this. You are trying to take one city with a very strong general, something like that. Then this might be useful, but overall it's not the best perk to have. Bit of a waste, especially at strike, because the strike medal is kind of useless. Plus 30% chance for a fatal blow is not very good, let's say. Then we have Infantry Tactical Master. So this is pretty nice because it increases the damage of your unit and units around you. So if you want a damage build, then this is real nice. Then Infantry Grip. Infantry Grip is something that is already quite decent on level 1 and level 2. However, on level 3, this is a whole different thing we're talking about. Because then you can have two of inactive units join in, and the chances, of course, higher. Here for infantry 60%, for others about 50%. And two extra units joining in on the attack may deal well over 400 damage to the enemy, depending on how strong your generals are. So this is very deadly. Next we have reserve duty, so HP per round, nothing to explain here. And then we have here artillery, which as you can see is quite similar, but for example here it's 50%, here it's plus 10, so it's a bit weaker, but not in all cases. Here we have also 30% chance in precision strike, so the equivalent of rumor. Then we have tanks, also nothing changes here. And the actually interesting ones are probably when we get to the Air Force. Yes, so here we have, because the Air Force works a bit differently than other units, here we have a leaflet. So when we command a missile or Air Force unit to attack the enemy, we lower their morale. So now we're not attacking them directly, but with Air Force. And this is much better. Why? Because you can attack only once, usually. When you are attacking one certain unit, then you usually will be able to attack it only once, which means that you'll have at best 30% chance to lower the morale by 1 per turn, not too great. But with leaflet you can attack the enemy multiple times and basically demoralize them and put them into chaos within 1 turn, which is very it has very big potential if you're facing stronger opponents. Next is carpet bombing, increases the damage of the Air Force or missiles commanded, so no buff to the allies around you. However, the buff for itself is pretty nice, and this is actually If you calculate this, then carpet bombing level 3 is slightly better than just putting 2 level 5 Air Force medals on the general. And continuing on, aviation fuel is something completely different from the other combo medal perks, combos, whatever you want to call them, because this basically just increases the range of your Air Force. Very useful in some cases. That +3 comes in handy in many cases, so this is very nice. However, it sacrifices some of the damage, so it usually is worth it, but depends what you need your Air Force General for. Then you have logistics. This is probably one of the worst combos because unit will be already in the city, it will be regenerating, it probably won't be dying there, so putting a half medal on doesn't make much sense. Now we get to the combos with the marching medal. So long distance raid, so chance to deal a fatal blow is increased by a certain amount of percentages per grid moved. So you have grids on the map, you can move a certain amount each turn, and this basically encourages you to move around a lot to get that extra fatal blow chance. However, fatal blow is very weak, as I have said already, so this is completely useless combo. But assault is not so useless, even though it's just 3% per grid. If you move like 5 or 6, then it becomes quite nice. So this is just pure extra damage. Rush to victory, increased chance to attack again, not too amazing. Raiding force, probability to avoid retaliation per every grid moved. Sometimes nice, but it's not a must-have. And now we're getting to two different combo medals combining. So basically you have like different infantry, tanks, auxiliary. For different kinds of units you have medals, and then you have these that you combine with them to get a nice combo. But you don't have to do that this way. You can also combine two medals, two medals of a combo together to get a different combo. However, you cannot combine two, let's say, tank medals to get a combo. You can still put two tank medals, but on a general, but you won't get any combo from that. Okay, death blow increases the chance for a fatal blow. No, actually the damage of the fatal blow. Okay, so this isn't that bad if you're getting often fatal blows, but I think there are better combos there. Fast feeling, not too amazing. Chance to attack after doing the fatal blow. So here we have restoring HP after a fatal blow. And concentrated firepower. This is kind of weak. And now we're getting to Expropriation, which is the best perk in the whole game. I have it on my generals. Let me show you. Here we have Expropriation. Here we also have Expropriation. This basically makes your generals immortal as long as they can deal lots and lots of damage. So basically you want to deal as much damage as possible because you'll be restoring a certain percentage of it. And basically heal yourself up. So even though you will be taking damage from counterattack, you'll just heal that back and something on top of it, usually if your damage is high enough. But this is only useful for like custom commanders, because other generals are just too weak to use it. Now, ammunition filling, HP after second attack each turn, kind of weak. Radio publicity, basically a chance to lower enemy morale. Yeah, not too great. Tactical Master, extra damage for units around you and yourself. So these are similar to when you have like a tank medal and an assault medal, or tank medal and strike medal in this cases, but it is a bit stronger. And group army, basically you can have any type of units join in on your attack, so this is very powerful. However, you're sacrificing some damage to get it, but there's lots of chance, 5% chance that will attack again after the initial attack, so that I guess compensates for it. Now we have the defensive medal combos, so basically you decrease damage for yourself and friendly units around it. And this is the same for pretty much all the units. For the Air Force, it is basically damage from the Air Force that is reduced, and for others it's any kind of damage, but for that certain type of unit. I hope that makes sense. Now, sneak attack. Basically, the more you move, the less counterattack damage you take. Now we're getting to some other combos. Hit the nail on the head. Take less damage from the counterattack when deal a fatal blow, nothing too crazy. Shield swipe, increase the damage of the counterattack, weak. Deterrence, after attacking again, take less damage from counterattack, useless. Blindage, very annoying to go up against. When HP of the unit falls below 50%, take less damage. If you're facing a general that has blindage level 3 and increased HP, as in some missions, then they have, let's say, 600 HP, they're on a city, they're have blindage level 3, so you can't deal any damage to them, and you can punch them with I don't know what, your best generals, your best combos, your best air force and nukes, but they just stand there and like that would be nothing. I'm talking that with dedication to someone in Operation Overlord Berlin, Mr. Goring, 742 HP, level 3 blindage on Berlin. Okay, come on. Who thought that it would be a great idea to do something like that? Well, okay, let's scroll down, and this is for the last combo, cooperative defense, so basically decreased damage taken for yourself and friendly units around. If you're going up against this, I haven't seen anyone use it, but if you were, then that's just a nightmare too. Okay, I think these are all the medals covered, pretty much all the medal combos. I've talked in other videos how to get the medals in best ways, but a quick reminder, Operation Barbarossa, if you don't have that good generals, then Operation Invasion to North Africa for these nice assault medals, and then you have Operation Blitzkrieg for everything else. Okay, so I think that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you like the video, and see you next time.